Over the past year, the CSR Invitational has exploded onto the scene.
And now back in the guillotine once again, this one's deep.
With thousands of dollars paid out nationwide and countless viral moments. Competitors have once again rushed to fill the brackets.
1,500's hard to say no to.
And test themselves among the very best in the country. On Saturday, February 22nd, 100 of the nation's top grapplers meet in the Lone Star Stadium. Get ready. This is the CSR Invitational. Countdown to Houston. No city in the world has attracted grappling talent quite like Austin. The city is truly a mecca for those looking to make a name for themselves.
My name's Brandon George. I train with Team New Wave. I'm a purple belt, and I've been training for just a little under 5 years. Most of my time is spent doing jiu-jitsu, but I also work on the side as a strength coach. I'm working as a group fitness trainer out of a studio here in Austin. Tonight we went over a little bit of outside passing, and then we just did some positional sparring. We did a little bit of juji round, a little cross-ashi round, a little seated versus standing round, and then we had a nice fun open match at the end there. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely hunting the submission. The submission is generally leg locks. Probably 95% of my finishes are heel hooks, but definitely trying to expand that game a little bit, trying to spend more time on top, where on people. Started to implement some more upper body submissions into my game. Recently hitting some arm-in guillotines, a little bit of strangles from the back, starting to expand a bit. But yeah, definitely a leg lock guy for sure. My initials, spelled big. I was supposed to be, when I was born, I was going to be named Isaac Brandon George, but my dad saw that I was huge, so he changed my middle name and my first name so that my initials spelled big, and that's all you need to know about me.
Just outside the bright lights of Austin lies 10th Planet, Oak Hill, home to Texas natives.
So I'm an electrician's apprentice right now, Monday through Friday. So I just do that like 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. basically. And then I have a second job on the weekends, Fridays and Saturday nights, where I just go and valet and park cars to make extra money. So I basically train about 5 to 6 days a week, as much as my schedule allows. But yeah, just working towards something that's more career oriented at the moment so I can spend more time on jiu-jitsu. If I could, I would absolutely train 2-3 times a day. I actually do really like triangles. That's one of the first submissions that really appeared to me and made itself a part of my game. I don't know, it just seems so simple and it feels like my body's built for it. I really do like to get on the back, just stay on top, try to just defend the legs. I'm not really a leg locker, but you know, I do like to get around in there if the opportunity presents itself. But I try to kind of just pressure people, pressure, pace, high ground. I'm the kind of guy that, you know, I don't really like to pull guard, I like to wrestle, and I also like to stand up, which is something you don't really see a lot in jiu-jitsu. Thank you to my coaches, especially Casey Champagne. He's the one who led the show here at Oak Hill for so long. He's the one that built me up from the little maggot that I was to the grub that I am now. So I'm very grateful for all the work that he's put in for not just me, but everybody here. And I'm going to miss this place a lot, but it'll be great to integrate back into HQ and have a lot of new training partners and opportunities there as well.
Just a few hours west, in the heart of New Mexico, legendary coach Greg Jackson teaches the next generation.
So we're here at Jackson Week MMA Academy right now. We just got done with Greg Jackson's 6 o'clock PM wrestling class on Thursday. We went over a lot of submission, just basic submission mechanics and stuff. We did some scenarios, and then we went live 3 rounds from the guard. We got in some good heavy rounds. My name is Devin Corwin, 21 years old. I've been training since I was 13 years old. I started wrestling 3 years ago. I started training at Jackson Week MMA. I compete at a blue belt level. I mean, even my downtime I spend is kind of in here, When I'm training, I'm in here, and when I'm not, I'm still kind of in here, whether it's chilling upstairs in the dorms or doing some type of recovery work here or something. I just spend a lot of time here. It's kind of hard to not get so much training in when you're around it like that. Shout out to my dad, really. Spend a lot of time training. I don't spend much time with him now training at Jackson. He lives in Los Alamos. It's about 2 hours away. Whenever I go over there, he still gives me really good work. He's the reason why I do any of this. He's a very good grappler himself, and he put me on a lot of this technique stuff. And just shout out to him. Yeah, he's gonna be cornering me at this tournament, so it'll be cool.
In the small hill country town of Marble Falls, athletes from the surrounding region gather to assemble a team.
The reason I got into jiu-jitsu was my buddy from back home in California. I was really depressed. I was sad all the time. I used to cowboy for a living, but I needed something more. And he kept telling me, try the sport, I'll do it with you. And I said no. And then one day he calls me, he's like, hey, go to this location at this time. I said, okay. So I went, and I saw the sign that said jiu-jitsu, and I was like, man, I told you I don't want to do this. And he didn't answer his phone. So I was like, whatever. So I went inside and did it. And I didn't see him for like 45 minutes. I'm the only big dude in the gym. Everybody is 130. Highest, I think the biggest dude there was 200 pounds. I was like, man, I'm still bigger than this guy. I'm breathing hard during the warm-ups. Eventually I see my buddy, he shows up. And I was like, okay, so we did it. I did an hour and a half at one gym. The gym was the Elite Team League in California. And then we went to Pacific Martial Arts 30 minutes away in Fresno at his gym. I did another hour and a half there, so 3 hours of training. Never done it before. That night I paid for my very first gym membership. And I haven't stopped since. My name's Steven Graham. I've been training at Trifecta Jiu-Jitsu here in Marble Falls, Texas. I want to say I've been training for almost 3.5 years. I'm a blue belt. Just got my second stripe last Friday, so definitely enjoying it.
Man, sometimes you think just because he's a heavyweight, he can't be explosive or, he can't bend his body a certain way, but you'd be surprised, man. I have some big guys that are pretty athletic that people get surprised on how they move and stuff like that. And being a little guy, what I have to teach them is little guy jiu-jitsu, so that's what they learn and that's what they're learning. So we try to keep them active, keep them mobile. But yeah, there's something unique about them, and Steven is that, he's very explosive. He's surprisingly flexible. Yeah. And also, the thing is that he knows he's big. He knows he's a big guy, tall, big, and the way that he just kind of slows things down to be able to be more technical versus heavy and using his heavy weight on top of you. That's what I see in him, and that's what I like when I train with him.
He's a big man. So, and he can use that strength. So he's always fun to roll with, always respectful. He'll roll with anybody. He kind of puts it on when you want to put it on. So we've been rolling together for a year now. So it's nice to know when he wants to go hard and when he doesn't. So, but he'll roll with the kids too. So it's just a good combination. definitely has that competition bug under him too, which you can see, especially getting ready for a couple matches coming up. So it's good to see that, because I know he's been successful in the past. And I'm kind of glad to be a part of that. But
Yeah, he's just big, intimidating looking guy with a beard, but he's actually like a super nice guy once you get to know him. He's all about hugs and love.
Somehow, the universe maintains a balance. In the small town of Victoria, trains a heavyweight who isn't quite as gentle.
I'm Matt Cornette, the Kikoi Hunter. I'm a purple belt out of Holy Grail Jiu-Jitsu. I've been training for 3.5 years, and right here in Victoria, Texas. I do favor the wrestling and smash passing. Not to say that I can't do anything else. It's just what, if I had to pick one thing, that's what I prefer to do. I get a lot of takedowns on people, and I do pressure pass a lot. I would say that I'm a lot more like a slow, methodical player. I'm not really, I don't try to be flashy. I don't try to do anything, quick. I want to slowly crush you. Is the best way that I can put it. I'm an older guy, obviously, in a young man's sport. I mean, obviously you can do jiu-jitsu until you're 70, 80 years old, right? Maybe. I know that there's older guys that do it. But I like the phrase, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. So, what is my really serious, hardcore competition career look like? Does that, is it, 40, 43, 44, 45? I don't really know. But I know that the last 3.5 years I've been pretty active. I started competing relatively early for when I started training. I think it was like 4 months or so in the training. And I just kind of jumped on this train and just never really stopped. While I do think that my style is like a slow grind, it's not the sexiest, not the coolest thing to watch. I mean, it's, it can be brutally boring to watch somebody just get utterly smashed, and slowly. I have a lot of fun. I talk a lot of shit, I have fun with it, I don't have any real ill intent with any of it. I make friends with most of the people I compete against, but I'm probably going to say some things that might hurt your feelings or bother you or, get under your skin a little bit. I feel like I embrace the real, professional wrestler mentality whenever it comes to a persona, and I think if I had to say anything about me, that's probably the best part.
It has been said, your training partners hold the key to your progression. The Mohler team embodies this philosophy, where team camaraderie is shadowed only by results.
Man, Trey and Cameron, they're both solid and unique among themselves. They're polar opposites of one another. Cameron, he's a good, solid, I always call him a stump, and he's hard to get under. He's a low center of gravity, and he's athletic. He can put his weight down and distribute it very well, where he feels like a mountain's on top of you. Sometimes people say that's what I feel like, but he's to the extreme. Just a rough customer to deal with. Trey, crafty, he's a little ankle biter, man, but he's much more than that. We're working on his wrestling and stuff, but he has natural ability that he can just hit you with, and he's just a very dangerous, scary individual, and I'm blessed to have both of them for teammates. Jamal Parks, brown belt from Mohler MMA Academy. Been training roughly in jiu-jitsu since 2020, just strictly jiu-jitsu, but I've wrestled since I was 14, did it all the way through college.
Jamal is a very very good guard passer, surprisingly good guard passer, actually. And it's really fun dynamic because it gets me to get to pick his brain and get those skills on top, and it's also good to keep me sharp. Cameron is also great pressure, really good at like holding me down and like stopping the dynamicism of my game from the bottom. So it's a really good style clash to have those two around to really sharpen the skills that I have in my preferred style. I'm Trey Waddell. I train here at a Mohler MMA. I am a blue belt, and I've been training for just hitting 4 years.
It's just different styles, different body types. Trey, great with the leg locks and great with the guard game. Almost impossible to pass his guard. And Jamal is just an animal. Like he's a good wrestler, good on the bottom, good on top. He's just an all-around good athlete. I'm Cameron Alanis, purple belt here at Team Mohler, and I've been training for about 3 years. Actually, it's been like 6. Whoops. Yeah.
Man, I'm resilient. I think I'm fun to watch. But I guess you'll have to be the judge for yourself. I'm sure you won't regret watching.
You know, honestly, I started, MMA and Jiu-jitsu back when I was at my lowest point in life, and I always, when I was in high school, competed, and I just started Jiu-jitsu just to compete and have a goal, make my daughter proud, and I just take whatever comes my way. I'm excited to be on Combat Sports Report again, and just excited to compete.
I mean, good luck, but let's make a show. Let's make it good. Have fun, and let's get it. I'm sick of everybody talking about jiu-jitsu being boring. So how about we give them a reason not to?
Deep in the plains of Oklahoma, the heartbeat of combat steadily pulses. And while the area experiences unprecedented weather, training does not stop.
Colorado was actually the first time I ever traveled for a tournament. Really, I tried to stay pretty local just because I don't really have that much money for traveling. But as I get better and win more tournaments, I've had great sponsors that are willing to give me money to travel and be able to compete in other places, and that's been nice. My name is Naataani Bigus. I'm a purple belt. I've been training for about 4.5 years, and I train at Sheepdog Jiu-Jitsu. I actually work a full-time job. I do HVAC. I've been doing it for about 4.5 years now, same as I've been doing jiu-jitsu. I started working in the trades as soon as I got out of high school, just jumped right into the workforce, and every day I try to work hard and get off early, about like 3 o'clock every day, so I can make time for training. And I usually train about 6 days a week. This is a typical Saturday class. We do kickboxing at 9 a.m. and then we do the jiu-jitsu class right after it at 10 a.m. and then at 12 we actually have boxing. I'm going to be teaching that later. But and today in class, neither of the professors were able to make it today, so I covered in class, and we did some guard passing, since that's one of my main parts of my game. I believe I'm able to teach that part really good. So that's just what we went over in class today.
A mere 10 minutes away, wrestler turned grappler Kenny Cleveland prepares for competition.
I used to train at Rogue Martial Arts in Hyabusa and coach wrestling there, and kind of that's what got me into the sport. And then when I started getting really competitive, going out to big IBJJF tournaments, I realized I needed to change, a bigger gym, so I became part of the Lovato affiliation to up my game and be able to train with the best in the world. I wrestled in college. That's mostly my game where it started, and then I came here about a year ago, and I've just been on my back since, so I play a lot of guard, but my wrestling's really strong. I like to force shots and make the match go where I want it, so getting on a front headlock, that's my sweet spot. I'm fun to watch. I always go for the finish. I've had like 45 jiu-jitsu matches, and I don't think I've ever had a decision, so it's finish or be finished. My name's Kenny Cleveland. I've been training for about 3 years. I'm a purple belt from Method Jiu-Jitsu out of Tulsa, Oklahoma.
The anticipation gives way to the action Saturday, February 22nd. Live from the Holliday Inn Houston Intercontinental. It's the CSR Invitational. Houston.